kid, I didn't give birth to you. Granted, you live in a different house and already have parents that love you, but in true westernized cultural fashion, I still like to claim you as my own. Yeah. Like, if I were driving through town and I saw you in the middle of the road and you were lost, I would totally stop and offer you a ride. And if it turned out that you weren't lost and just hanging out in the middle of the road, I'd be like, hey, Cadence, get out of the road. You know, like a mom would. And if you got into trouble and your parents were abducted by aliens, you could call me and I'd be there. And then when I got you home, I'd help you console your dog who had seen the whole abduction take place and was shaking more than usual. Then I'd stick around to make dinner and ask if you had any homework. And if I were sitting in the stands at a track meet you were in or a band concert you were playing, I'd elbow the stranger sitting next to me, point to you and be like, hey, that's my second son out there. And if ever it happened that you and my first son conspired together to hijack a one-man kayak to set sail across the high seas of Flathead Lake, him with the paddle and you with the large water gun to defend against any would-be lake pirates, I would be doubly frantic as I ran around the campground looking for the camp post and the golf cart to radio for help while your first mom was rowing in a tube trying desperately to catch up with you. And through binoculars, I could see your second dad just casually gliding right past you two out on the water until I flagged down an incoming boat, hopped on board to go and get your first mom in the tube and then pick up you two and conclude like it was the game of Clue that you and my first son in the kayak with the water gun, along with my clueless husband, were in big trouble! So, if ever you need a ride, or someone to call because you got into trouble and your parents were abducted by aliens, or you need someone to collect you against your will from the perilous waters of the Flathead Lake, rest assured that I will be there as that someone, with love and care for you, my dear second son.
I'm so sad he wasn't here.
I keep playing that song because I kind of want it to be like Groundhog Day, where you kind of do something over and you're like, did I do that again? Y'all who know who high school